Hello everyone, my name is Leo and I'm a student trader. Today I'll be telling you this trade that you can see, which made me about 5%. It's a beautiful 1 to 4, and I caught it on Thursday, last Thursday. Because market has been really consolidated, I'll just use the original chart that I was using. So first starting from a higher time frame because I was doing the scalping strategies lately. So my higher times were generally 30 minutes, and I usually do my analysis 15 minutes and 5 minutes, or anything like that. So as you can see at that time, price was very consolidated. I show you the time. This is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, and then we can see that it is there is a very clear support that's been formed over here. You can see that every time price comes down to these zones, it typically bounce right back up. And every time price has come up to this zone right here, it bounce back down. No, well, normally I don't really trade any support resistance, but this is a very special case scenario because of how strong these two zones are. So I marked it up as resistance and support. So I can see price, especially on when Tuesday and Wednesday, price were really consolidated in this zone. We see a lot of when we go down 15 minutes, it's very clearly that it's very consolidated. There's no clear direction. There is manipulation, but there's no clear distribution to the upside, and no, the support zone is not broken. However, when we come to, so eventually price came down to this zone, uh, down. So we have a change of character right here. We have a change of character, and after this change of character, price broke this structure. So when price made a change of character, we can see that I marked down a refined 5 minute breaker block order block. Okay, maybe not 5 minute. Maybe I did it on a 1 minute time frame. We can see this is a point of interest that may push price down. So here we can see that price came back up. Okay, came back up to this breaker block. Actually, sell order block at that time, and then push down further to create a breakup structure. However, this breakup structure is pretty weak. It didn't distribute further downside to not even to this support zone. So at that time, I thought that selling power is sellers are losing power, so I started looking for buys. Then you can see that price came back up, created a retrace, and broke structure. This is a clear breakup structure. So I marked down a buy order block. However, we can see that maybe not. However, okay, price push up higher and then create another breakup structure. So I marked down another extreme 15-minute order block, and so this 5 minute order block 5 minute order block now become a breaker block because it wasn't sell order block but price breakthrough, so it became a breaker block. However, it's mitigated already and it's weak, so we can basically disregard this zone when price came back here. So I actually entered for a buy right here. Actually, I entered for a buy right here, and I got stopped out after just 3 minutes. So I lost around 1% because I reduced the risk. I thought this zone might not work, might work. I basically did something like this, and I targeted this high for a nice 1 to 2, but it clearly didn't work. So I thought price would probably come down to this extreme order block, which it did. It came down to the 15-minute order block, and I marked out a refined 5 minute order block right here to be more precise. And this is so creating this. I place a buy order right here, and then stop loss is right below this 15-minute protected low, because if I see price break through this protected low, then I know that it created another break of structure. It means that the setup no longer works. So, and luckily price it's pretty precise entry. Price came down to this refined 5-minute, slips on liquidity, and then bounced right back up. Yep. So it's a pretty good trade, and because it is very consolidated, I didn't target to as high as this. However, it did smash our TP if I place my take profit at around this zone, because if price break through the zone, then it will be a break of structure, which I'm betting that this order block will create a break of structure. However, because of how consolidated the market is, I didn't target that high. I targeted some 1-minute zone, I believe. Yeah, I target these 1-minute small zones, which is around very conservative right here. Again, I felt like it was the correct decision, because that how prices didn't even create a break structure, because no candle close. If you can see the red line right here, you can see that price never broke through, never created a break of structure, because it didn't close. No candles close above this high, which means I believe that I'm right, targeting a more conservative manner. Yep, and that's the trade. So this trade made me about 5.2%, but this trade lost me 1%. So I made about 4%, which is that day I ended up with around $4,200 of profit in my, well, currently I'm doing an FTMO free trial. I'll be going back to a funded 100K probably soon in February. Yeah, I'm just making sure that all the strategy works, all the mind games are okay. Yep, that's it. And this chart I'm looking on to today. Yep. So that's basically it for today's video, and I'll post more if I take another trade. Yep. Bye bye.